I forgot to tell you. Sorry. Yes, ma'am. Hey guys, Kelly Walker Slaughter here from Warren First 931, host of the show, alongside my two amazing beauties with me today. Back on the show with us, of course, is Mr. Brian Carr.
Hey, it's the beard here with beauties in the beard.
I'm glad everybody got the memo. This was not. Look at that. We're all color coordinated. Yes, I love it. But with that said, it has been a crazy week, and I do want to start off by saying yesterday was such a horrible day for me. Yesterday morning, I found out that two of my closest friends' fathers passed away. So I do want to say a shout out to Missy Teleferro, my sister from another mister, as I say. Her father-in-law passed away all of a sudden, unfortunately, after a bypass surgery. And then got notification, which is now, I did notice that it was in the Southern Standard. John Michael Woodside passed away yesterday morning.
Yeah, I heard about Joe. Look,
Juju, missed you.
And a very interesting story about Joe Woodside. One of the things about Joe is our own Joe Harvey. Now, Joe Harvey's got a bunch of Joes in his family, but Joe Woodside always took the honor because he was Joe's dad's best friend growing up,
right.
And that's how Joe Harvey got his name, is through Joe Woodside. Joe took that credit, but if you ever lost a loved one and went through highest funeral service, Joe Woodside was one of those guys who walked you through. I know when my father passed away, when my grandfather passed away, there was Joe right there, and to see the things that he dealt with on an everyday basis. He was such a blessing, such a gentle person to walk you through the stuff that he did. So, yeah.
He's going to be truly missed, and today is his graveside service. So our thoughts and prayers are with him as he is put to rest today. You know, there's just been so much devastation, the riots. I just feel like right now, the whole United States is in mourning about something, or lost, or confused. I don't know what other words to use right now. And so that's why I'm so proud to be a part of Warren First, because always remember, we try to give all the facts, the clarity here on the show, because it's nothing but the truth here.
And the positive.
Yeah.
You know? And something really positive coming up is, Kelly, I think you're going to get to go for a flight today.
Not today.
Oh, I apologize.
Saturday, maybe, weather permitting.
Hey, dude, what's going on Saturday, man?
Well, it's actually, if you haven't noticed, a lot of Roo traffic is going on in the Warren County area. It is Bonnaroo season, of course. Oh, somebody see somebody he knows. But Bonnaroo is going on right now. And just so everybody knows, just be cautious, be careful. The traffic's going to pick up a little bit. The tourism's going to pick up this week.
Oh,
see?
It's full of Bonnaroo attendees.
Exactly.
Where are you from? Virginia.
Oh, there you go. See?
Well, welcome. Thanks for stopping in Greenville.
Hope you enjoy the weather and everything. Now we... Oh!
Great.
You got a message.
So...
Love you. Aww.
It's awesome that Bonnaroo even brings people to McMinnville.
All right.
Thank you. I love it. Where's the other one at?
He's in the other group.
Downtown McMinnville this week,
Sorry.
you probably noticed YSI roaming the streets. And
Wi-Fi. I mean, it has been a jam-packed summer week. The summer camp is going on at the Milner Recreation Center. Sorry, about to go old school on that. We got YSI, we got Bonnaroo, we got yard sale season going on right now.
I'm telling you.
I mean, you even got a yard sale coming
I
up.
do. 88 McGee Road for all you yard sellers, 7 a.m.
Ooh.
Come see us. We've got furniture. We've got clothes.
And speaking of Vanessa, Vanessa's church is hosting a huge event this
Oh,
weekend.
yes, we are. I'm
Tim
so
Barton.
excited.
Tim Barton's going to be at Wall Builders. He's going to be at World Outreach Church this
Wow.
weekend. He's going to be there Saturday night, 6 o'clock, and Sunday morning at 9 o'clock. And I would encourage anybody who wants to know more about the Constitution, about how God influenced this wonderful country, and it's based on Christian principles. Based on
Love it. Love
go,
it.
and then the very next weekend, you got ex-presidential candidate Dr. Ben Carson coming in.
Wow.
And so-
I just got cold
Oh.
chills. I love
I mean,
hearing him speak.
And when you talk about with all the hate and stuff going on,
Mhm.
this is a man who's been bringing people together, a blessed neurosurgeon, and when you look or to do the things that he did in utero with taking the women, there's a Cybertruck, Elon. Sorry,
Have
Well,
fun,
Say
y'all.
hi to Warren County if you like.
Some ladies,
Yeah.
get up in here, girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Cheers.
Are y'all going to Bonnaroo? All right, who y'all going to see?
Olivia Rodrigo.
Okay.
Are you going to see ICP?
Animals.
No. Oh, not ICP.
Oh, Insane Clown Posse fans are.
Megadeth. You need to see Megadeth. You may never see them again. They're one
You're
of
talking foreign to them right now.
Oh,
Do you not see?
look out here. We're talking about Monterey. If you look right across the street, we've got a Cybertruck pulled up here. I mean, we are a very hip little town.
We really are. Thank you. Yeah, that's all you need.
Skibbity. Y'all have a great day.
I think you confused them when you went to ICP.
Well, the thing is now that's probably the only place I'd go to see ICB.
Yeah, that's
And they're
true.
probably old now.
There's no telling
I
you.
was never a juggalo, but somebody told me if you meet a woman with a juggalo tattoo on her, you better really watch out.
Really?
But when you think that's a rule of thumb, though, I mean, you know,
Yeah, they have
she
the
might-
cray
she might have a history.
But another thing is, hopefully she'll message me back. We talked yesterday with Miss Rachel Killebrew. We do have a special guest for the show today. She's with the DAR group, which is the Daughters.
Of the American Revolution.
Yeah.
It's an organization founded in 1890, and their mission was historical preservation, patriotism, and education.
Oh, wow.
And so it's really a cool organization. We don't hear much about it anymore. I think our society has kind of gotten away from taking pride in our history
In our culture.
and in our culture.
Mhm.
So I'm really anxious for Rachel to share with the community
Yeah.
about that, because there's nothing wrong with having pride in where you're from or your heritage, and there is certainly nothing wrong with being patriotic.
Oh, no.
No.
So, yeah, I want to learn more about it myself.
I can't wait.
Well, I found out just 2 days ago that my wife can be a member of the Daughters of the Revolution, and we're going to Boston in a few weeks, and we're so excited
I'm
because
so jealous.
found out that through a relative, we have a relative that signed the Declaration of Independence on my wife's
Wow.
side. So yes, so we're
But
so
your daughters could also be a part.
I know, and that's the exciting thing about that is that you think about this country, and this is why the Wall Builders and Tim Barton is so incredible, because we're blessed, guys. There's no place on earth. You know, we talk about defamation suits and things like that. Just last summer, people in Britain were talking about expediting people from the United States and for comments they make on Facebook and
Oh, yeah.
YouTube platforms and everything. You know, we live in a country where we have freedom of the press.
Yeah.
And that's a hard thing to do. If we're reporting what other people are telling us, we're just telling you what somebody has told us. I mean, if we're making up something, that's one thing. But
if it's a hearsay comment, you don't hear that a lot here.
exactly. So, you know, and if it is a hearsay thing, we're saying, hey, there is a rumor or there's talk going on. So we live in a wonderful country where we can be at Juicy's on a Thursday, have a cyber truck parked out front, have people from Virginia roll up in the Greenville and have some of this awesome juice. And girls, here we are at Juicy's. Did y'all tell them about your drinks?
So I usually get a lemon berry juice, but since it is summer and watermelon is here, I asked Mary, can you make this more like watermelon berry with a dash of lemon? Because this is my go-to once a week. I swear to you guys, either I drink this once or twice a week just about, and it saves me from all the allergies going on around our area. I can't.
It keeps her looking like she's 20.
Whatever, if that's what it does, rub it. I'll take bath in. You know, but I don't know. What did you get?
I did a watermelon drink too today. I switched it up because the Green Goddess is something I think you can't live without. And I'm like Kelly, once a week at least, you got to have a Green Goddess. This is watermelon, lemon, and I'm not sure what else she put in here, but I highly recommend it. It's refreshing, strawberry, and I think a little lime. So very refreshing. My guts like it.
Yeah. She also asked Mary for something with give her a little bit of energy.
I did, yes. I wanted a natural energy boost. And hey, I think I got wings.
I like it. I love it. I always say, I think you're blooming. You know?
Yeah.
Because we live in that. Hey, we got a new slogan for your shirt, Mary, already. But we are going to take a quick break from a word from our sponsors. And when we get back, we're going to talk about weather and some more upcoming events going on. So keep it first, Warren County.
To start getting Bolden. Now it's Gateway Tire and Service Center. He wanted our customers to have the best products and service at a fair price. That was his motto then, and that still stands today. We promise to be upfront and honest with each and every customer. We'll never try to sell something that our customers doesn't need just to make a buck. If that's what makes us different from our competitors, well, we're just fine with that. Come see us today or give us a call at 931-815-9000.
Come join us at 110 East Main Street for a farm-to-table experience all year long. We offer gluten-free, dairy-free, guilt-free goodness that will leave you feeling energized and satisfied with every bite. Our small batch from-scratch menu bursts with juice, shots, smoothies, soups, wraps, and sandwiches, and more prepared daily to give you all the nutrients your body craves. We never add powder, sugars, or anything you can't pronounce, so don't miss out on this delicious, healthy opportunity. Swing by and indulge in some wholesome goodness today at 110 East Main Street, McMinnville, Tennessee.
Community Network Productions takes you inside each community with local interest stories, local music artists, and information.
With each show, the focus is the people and our beautiful community. With our creative team, we customize unique show ideas with our friends in the community. Our focus is you.
See each of our shows on all social media, including Facebook, Instagram, and at our website at www.communitytvtn.com.
Hey, this is Kevel at the Cafe at Tree City, and I'm happy to say that you can now order all of your favorite espresso drinks online for pickup or curbside delivery. And you can do that by getting on Google, searching the Cafe at Tree City and just clicking online order, or follow our social channels and click on the link in our profile. Come enjoy a drink with us inside for pickup or to go. Hope to see you all soon. Thanks.
Warren First 931 is your one stop for all things local and all the time. Daily podcast you can listen, watch, comment, and help share through Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Audible, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Make sure you join our text club at 81010 at Warren First 931. You will receive upcoming events, weather alerts, school closures, county and city updates. Make sure to subscribe to our weekly newsletter, The Local Voice. It has everything that I talk about on the show, as well as the events we attend throughout the week. Your stories, your opinions, and your events. This is Warren First 931.
Are you ready
ready for your new Ford? Hi, this is Chris at Reddick Brown Ford in Morrison, inviting you to come and visit our dealership with special finance rates on that special Ford truck, Bronco, or SUV that you have been looking for. Plus a great assortment of pre-owned inventory. We are proud to be part of the local community here in Warren County and now offer complimentary pickup and delivery for service. Your Pioneer Sports Ford headquarters, Reddick Brown Ford, Manchester Highway, Morrison. Have you driven a Ford lately?
We will. Hey guys, we're back with Warren First 931. I'm your host of the show, Kelly Walker Slaughter. Why thigh kids, man? Hi, sweetie. How are you? I feel like I'm doing deja vu every time. It freaks me out.
Yeah, I'm sorry. See you guys. Good morning.
God, love
Main
it.
Street's busy this morning.
It's literally popping. But I wanted to do the weather right quick, and Rachel is on her way. She just went to the wrong location, bless her heart. But currently in downtown McMinnville, it is 79 degrees. Today's high is going to be 84. Tonight's low is 63. And then it is saying today there is a, knock on wood, as I say, a 35% chance of rain today. But by looking out, it's very hot and humid, and we might see maybe a little sprinkle to just cool down the weather a little bit. But I don't see or feel it's going to come a thunder and a lightning. But speaking of that, Friday and Saturday and Sunday and Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. So from now till next week, there is lots of chances for rain and thunderstorms. So sorry hopefully for all you Bonnaroo people that have come to have a great music fest. I hope that this just keeps going a little at a time, a little trickling at a time. But it is
Knock
saying
the dust down.
Yeah. But it is saying there is a 60% chance of rain tomorrow and thunder and lightning on Saturday, an 80% chance. So I would like the rain just to keep going away, because I really would like to get on that plane ride with my little boy and go up and check out that. They say it's such an experience going across Bonnaroo and seeing that massiveness.
Well, think about it. There's not very many places in the world where, and especially in Tennessee, where you can get 60, 70, 80,000 people all in one place.
That's true.
And turn it into its own. It becomes like the fourth largest city in Tennessee whenever that happens.
It's true.
That's really interesting how.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so close to us.
Is.
I mean, we're very blessed to benefit from that. Just wish we had the tax dollars on
Right. No, that's Coffee County.
Mm-hmm.
And what Bonnaroo does, just to reiterate, one of the many things they give back to their community is a lot of those proceeds help to go to public school on funding supplies for students that can't afford them, or for all students, I think is what I've been told.
There's a lot of good things that come out of Bonnaroo.
There is.
Statistically speaking, I think it's magnificent that many people come together and that there are so few crimes. Now, just some people have a little too much fun and maybe have to have an IV or a stomach pump, maybe. But we're still talking about 60 to 70,000 people who come together in a peaceful gathering to listen to music.
Yeah.
And I just think that's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
And, something we were talking about losing out on tax dollars. I actually think we do get a few tax dollars, because I've talked to multiple VRB owners who have their properties rented to people who are attending Bonnaroo, and we saw young ladies come and get juicy. So my hope is that all those people that pass through Warren County are stopping for lunch, or maybe stopping at the Hitch to buy a new hammock or something like that.
Or last minute items.
Yeah, last minute items, because, hey, we fuss about McMinnville not having much, but we do have more than Manchester.
We do. Oh, that is so good.
So
sorry, Manchester.
Sorry, and yes, y'all do have Chick-fil-A, but
and maybe a Starbucks. Do they still have it, or do
they
go away?
do have it? But we've got Vanilla Bean and the Kevin's Place and our coffee,
and our coffee,
so
and soon to be Scooters.
You don't
have a Miss Tina. So,
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. So
You just don't
we
get
have
that.
choices.
Yeah, we have a lot more choices than y'all realize. Yeah. Hey, see?
Our coffee in the house. I love
What
it.
did you get, Mary?
Local business supporting local business.
It's called Mary's Thunder that she made just for
Oh.
oh,
Sorry, I'm making you mad.
Oh, sweet. No, you're not.
But yeah, it's caffeine.
What is it? What's in it?
It's a lot.
Oh, it's a lot. So Mary's Thunder.
Yeah. If
It'll
you
get
want
you going,
it'll
huh?
get you going.
Is it an Alania in that thing?
It's caffeine. There's like 4 or 5 shots, maybe 6, and oat milk.
Hey, Retha, if you go over to our coffee and ask for Mary's Thunder, you'll have more energy than me.
Yes, any of us. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to try that because now I love me some caffeine.
I do. So when I go to our coffee, I get I've said there's times she's like to surprise me, but I get the Alania, one of the Alania flavors mixed with cream, and sometimes I don't. I just pick and choose, and then she puts some shots of more shots of caffeine in it on top of putting vitamin packs in, so I get my daily dose of vitamins. Because if I can't make it here, I make it there.
Right.
It's like a vice versa thing. But Retha did also say, please pray for no rain Saturday. I want to invite everyone to our worship day at the Woodbury, in Woodbury, starting at 12 at the Dillon Park. There's going to be singing, kids games, etc. And best of all, it's free. Of course it is, girl. And then shout out to Kelly Roberts, or Kelly McLean Roberts. Cumberland Caverns always has a few Bonnaroos. Take a tour too. I mean,
that's great.
more tours, and yes. And you know, when you have positive events like this that is either in the community or right next to the community, like they're our cousins, right? You know, and we all help one another, and when you help one another, we just all get along better, you know?
Yes, we do.
So again, I cannot wait to see all the Bonner stuff. And I also know too that before I move on this, today and Friday, Kevel Sheath and them are going to be live streaming at the well. The Bonnaroo is streaming on Hulu right now.
Oh, yeah.
And so
He could go over and get one of those wonderful old fashions he made.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And watch Bonnaroo in a nice climate controlled environment.
And not get wet.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And you know the other thing I like to get over there, which now I just forgot about it, is their appetizer box, because today is Thursday. So it's $2 off Tuesdays, which you get $2 off, cocktails, drinks, and your bites.
Nice.
So I'd take it. if you can.
Absolutely. Great thing to do on your way home.
Mhm.
Stop in.
And then they are also partnered up with the Park Theater just to give them a little love there. Because again, when you work together with other, like our coffee is going, is over here at Juicy's, everybody's supporting everybody. They're also serving beverages at the Park Theater at 2 p.m. and the 7 p.m. showing of Mamma Mia this Saturday.
All right.
Therefore, we will be open until at 9 p.m. until midnight on Saturday. So again, just a couple of fun options to, do some stuff. We are going to take one more break, and when we get back, we're going to have our special guest on the show. She has arrived, and we just want to talk to her a little bit off her. But remember, Warren County, keep it first.
For 53 years, and we are fully committed to the people and the communities that place their trust in us. McMinnville in Warren County is just one of the 9 counties that we serve. With 4 convenient branch locations, along with 7 ATM and ITM locations, you can be assured that Citizens Tri-County Bank is close by. Committed to you and committed to the communities we serve. It truly is what makes Citizens Tri-County Bank the only community bank you'll ever need. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
February is the month of delicious deals at Sonic Drive-In in McMinnville. Get ready to treat yourselves. Starting February the 24th, cool down with their delicious, refreshing strawberry mangonada slush. Perfect for those sunny days. Start your day right with our special drink offer until 10 a.m. Make Sonic your rise and shine morning destination. So many flavors to choose from. And remember, we've got the best sun drop in town. Dive into these amazing deals this February at Sonic Drive-In.
This is David Moore with Supreme Building Products. We've been your one-stop shopping center for lumber and building supplies since 1963. We're a family-owned business and operated and proudly served Warren counties for over 50 years. At Supreme, it's not just about great prices, but it's about exceptional service. Our customers are what's always supreme. From lumber to roofing to plumbing and paint, we have everything you need to build your dream home from the ground up. Whether you're a contractor, a homeowner, or a weekend warrior, our knowledgeable staff is ready to assist you at our state-of-the-art drive-through lumberyard. Visit us, please, at the corner of Highway 70 and North Spring Street. There's something for everyone at Supreme Building Products, where quality and customers come first, and the coffee's always free. And always be sure to shop local. Call us, please, at 473-9564.
Spring is here, and so are your yard care needs. Visit McMinnville Lawn and Garden at 129 Keel Drive, where we've been serving our community since 1995. With a rock-solid reputation for excellent service, our dedicated team is here to help you find the best lawnmowers, leaf blowers, chainsaws, weed eaters, and more. We proudly carry top brands like Echo, Stihl, Shindala, Gravely, Cub Cadet, and Skag. Take advantage of our early spring service, free pickup, and a discount on service. Plus, from chainsaws to gardening tools, we've got you covered for storm season. Trust the experts at McMinnville Lawn and Garden, where quality and customer satisfaction come first. Call us today at 815-5296.
Hey, this is Kevel at the Cafe at Tree City, and I'm happy to say that you can now order all of your favorite espresso drinks online for pickup or curbside delivery. And you can do that by getting on Google, searching the Cafe at Tree City and just clicking online order, or follow our social channels and click on the link in our profile. Come enjoy a drink with us inside for pickup or to go. Hope to see you all soon. Thanks.
Yeah. Oh, good. I'm glad you said that because we're trying to get more members.
Yeah.
And we're all older and we're trying to get younger.
Gotcha.
So that'd be good to say, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I think so. I'd love for you to talk about it.
So we are live now.
Oh,
Come on in, Miss Rachel. Let's scoot you in. Ready?
all right.
Come on, Booty. There you go. So Brian might have to move that. I know, with the blonde.
Yeah.
Blonde rule. I feel like we should change Vanessa. Change this to Oreo cookie, the other way. The vanilla ones. But with that said, with us now is Miss Rachel Killebrew. She is one of the many people in Warren County that I feel like is a hidden gem. I want to first and foremost say that to you, because a lot of people, like when I found out about some stuff about you a couple of years ago, I was like, I did not know that. So I want to first let Rachel give a background of herself first and foremost. So tell everybody who you are, how long you've lived in Warren County, and what you've done all your life a little bit.
All right. Well, I was Rachel Elkins, and I grew up here.
Mm-hmm.
My daddy and them owned the store down where Lay's was, kind of thing. Then he died in our house fire when I was 5.
Oh.
So I stayed here and went to school here, played basketball, loved basketball. And, of course, I went to City Grammar School, which is why we did the visit yesterday to the Blue Building. And then I went to college at Tennessee Tech.
Go Eagles.
And I was majoring in math and German. And one day, luckily, they came and got me out of class, and they said, somebody's here wants to talk to you. So I went down, and what it was that was at the time, and I was 1963 and 64, when the space program was starting in Kennedy Space Center, and it was being run by the Germans. So they happened to be looking across the United States for math and German majors. And so I looked out on there. So I got hired. We went to school for a year under Werner von Braun and their team.
Wow.
And when they would get excited, they would start talking in German. And go, oh, that's why we're here. So then we went there for a year on the Saturn Apollo mission, checkout and launch. And then they sent us there were 8 of us, sent us to the Cape to write the programs for the checkout and launch. And they sent 3 of the German team with us, and then our team together. So I worked there through all of the Apollo Saturn missions. And then I stayed a little bit longer, a couple of years longer, with a couple of other people trying to prepare all that data to go to the Smithsonian and to Washington. So I loved it, and it turned out wonderful. My son said he'd never leave the ocean, and he hadn't. He became a marine biologist.
Oh,
so, and his son is a merchant marine. So, so it's funny how things happen. None of that was planned. It just happened, and it worked out well. And I still go every day to space.com and catch up on what's going on in the space program. So,
I love that.
Yeah.
And Rachel, your story has always stood out to me as someone just a couple years younger than you in Orange County, because, you know, you grow up, and as women, we often hear, you know, there weren't places for women. Mm-hmm. Well, yes, there is a woman who was involved in NASA from the beginning, sitting right here.
Yeah, it was funny. When people ask me about how did that work, I tell them this funny story that the first day when we gathered around in Kennedy Space Center, it was all men and me. And during the talk, they passed me the coffee pot. Well, I'd never made coffee, but I wasn't about to tell them there was something I didn't know how to do. So I assumed they wanted me to go make coffee. So I went in the restroom that was the only place where it was plugged to do that. And I looked in there, and it was horrible. It was nasty. So I thought, I've got to clean this. I can't do this. So I put soap in it, and I perked it in the restroom, and I'd clean, and then I'd perk it again and clean. And the end result was they all got diarrhea from it. And they never believed that was an accident.
I bet they
know you
did
it on purpose. They thought I did it on purpose. But they're
like, we can't ask Rachel to make coffee ever again.
Yeah, I think that kind of woke them up. Like, they realized they had done it because I was a woman. And I told them, I said, you didn't ask me if I knew how to make coffee. They just assumed because I was a woman.
That is the best story ever.
But
oh my gosh, I'm going to cry.
It says a lot about how it was. And there really wasn't, like, we did a lot of our computer testing on the mobile launcher, which runs around. So I'd be going out at night, driving and looking for where the mobile launcher was to do my checkouts at night. And it was really funny because there were a lot of funny incidents happening. They didn't have a ladies' restroom, of course.
Right.
So I'd have to have a man stand outside with no lock. So there's a lot of funny things. And
but in a time where women didn't have a lot of opportunities, and you thrived on it, and you went with it.
I loved it, and I tried to never complain about it. I think that was important, because they would have taken that and run with it. But we had a lot of wonderful people. It wasn't there was no bad incident. Back then, everybody was 100% dedicated to their job.
Yeah,
and whoever could help them do it, they were there. So,
people work together, not against.
Right.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love that too.
But with that said, I think such a phenomenal story, first and foremost, and I will never forget that one.
The coffee pot story. That's
oh my God.
That's a good one.
It all started with a cup of coffee. But you do a lot of other things in this community, and something that we kind of said off air is, the organizations and the whether it with the nonprofits and stuff. And y'all have an amazing one, the DAR, which stands for
the Daughters of American Revolution.
And talk a little bit about that.
Well, I got started with that very young. When I was little, my grandmother, Josephine Elkins, started the DAR chapter here.
Oh.
And so she would say to us, there are 3 grandchildren, and she would say to us with her finger, "You must carry on my work after I'm gone." And so we all 3 did. My sister Elizabeth, Hoover, and Sally, my other cousin. My daddy was a twin, and the twin brother's daughter. She's carried it on, and she lives in South Carolina. So we are 100% dedicated to doing it. It's a wonderful organization, and most people really don't know much about it.
I don't know much about it, so tell me a little bit.
Well,
or tell me all of it. We got plenty of time.
Well, what the DAR is they are devoted to helping military, soldiers, anybody connected with a war after the revolution. And they've come down through the generations with all these things. Like our chapter helped participate in the home that they built in Murfreesboro when a lot of the soldiers that are badly injured still are in that hospital. And this house, the families can come and stay there free while they're visiting them. They don't have to worry about anything. Food, everything is done for them. And then we do, there's also another thing, they do that everywhere with soldiers. But what we also do for homeless is, there's particularly the one that our chapter helps support is in Greenville, South Carolina, and it's an orphanage. And it is a gorgeous home. Everything's paid for by the DAR. And the people that grow up there are amazing. They've been the #1 in the country for homeless people attending and completing college and degrees beyond that.
Wow.
And so every Christmas, we help Sally, my cousin's club, they go over and do Christmas for them. And there's a husband and wife that lives there with them, like a mother and father.
Yeah.
And so we do the trees and the food and the parties and the gifts, and they dress up for the dinner. And you would never know their background.
So they're learning a sense of pride.
Yes.
They're learning a sense of community.
Yes.
And you guys are providing a hand up.
Yes.
And to me, I think that's the root.
So much
wonderful. And there are these homes all across the United States. Now, the DAR is very quiet about all they do.
Right.
So most people don't realize that, but they're all successful. But this particular one has had the most graduates from college for a number of years.
Wow.
And I just think that's wonderful. So all the projects we do are like that.
Okay.
They're all complete 100% commitment of the DAR chapters.
Yeah.
And in the summertime, we go to a school, and they usually hold them in Murfreesboro, Nashville, or somewhere where the DAR, there's a TSDAR, which is Tennessee State DAR. So there's Tennessee ones. And then there's National NSDAR, which is the national organization. And if you really look at what they do, it's just absolutely incredible. And so in the summertime, we get to go, and each clubs will put out brochures and things and talk about what they're doing. So everybody can learn from each other and, may take on another challenge and things. My grandmother did a lot. We keep her secretary full of information is at the library, and the library lets us meet there.
Okay.
And we meet in that room where my grandmother's, and it's got her name on the piece of furniture. And that's where we keep our records of what we've done and everything. So it's wonderful. And so what that led up to this time, was we are all older and we want to start getting younger people involved because you learn so much and there's so many older people that'll help you. So it's a good organization for young people that want to do good and they don't know what to do. So this year we're hoping to really concentrate on getting some younger people. We're all getting older.
No, you're getting all experienced.
Yes,
What is it?
So if a young person didn't have a grandmother that embedded the importance of things like this into them, how might they go about getting involved, Rachel?
Well, that any of us, if they contact, we'll take them under our wing, just like they're ours. And then we have people who do the research.
Okay.
And Carol Mint is the lady that's from, they moved here to retire and they live in a home up on the mountain.
Okay.
She's been the regent for the last few years. I did it for each term is 3 years and I did it for 3 terms. So I thought it's time for somebody else.
Time to pass the torch.
And she moved in town at the right time. And so she's done it for the last 3 years.
Okay.
And so we're changing officers now. And a new lady that moved here had already been a regent somewhere else. So she's going to be the top person. And then Amy Jo Stanford, who I worked with on Main Street thing, she's going to be the vice regent this year. And so she's the one that helped me get the thing started about the Blue Building because DAR is very devoted to historic. As a matter of fact, every club has to do a historic project every year.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And when we did Main Street, see, I got to use that as my historic project for a number of years.
Yes.
So we had a lot, and that's the reason that I kept asking Bobby Kirby in there renovating the Blue Building. What a perfect place for a historic project. So that's why I asked him if they could hold a day and let us go and visit. So that's
So what did y'all like? That's what kind of led into her coming in today. So tell everybody what you did. Y'all went to the Blue Building and y'all got to do what?
Well, what we were asking him about is that I gave him my book when they ended up at the building, and that's an interesting story too.
Okay.
You know how that happened. But I gave him my book, which is that thick, of the history and all that had been done in between and all of that. And it was funny when I first mentioned him, I was worried because it took me nearly 20 years to get it put on the 10 in Tennessee most endangered buildings in Tennessee, which stopped the city from tearing down anymore. Unfortunately, during that time, they did tear down the beautiful auditorium and the beautiful gym, and all they needed was a new roof. But there's a lot of older buildings people around here are not dedicated to, like a lot of us. And so it was going to get torn down. So I kept trying to get Bobby, because I knew they had the credentials, to do that. He goes, Big Rachel, when I know he says that to me, I'm about to lecture. Big Rachel, don't you know you have to wear a hard hat in there because it's going to fall in? And I go, I don't care. I want it fixed. So I was on him and on him and on him. And a funny thing happened. Amy Jo Stanford was working with me. And we heard about this company in Knoxville that had bought up all of the old schools. And they were renovating them and putting businesses in there. And they're putting businesses in there so when they all retire, they'll run the businesses. And they got them all put on the historic register. So we heard about them. So we called and we said, begged them to talk to us. And they said, we don't do anything outside of our town.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, which makes sense. But he said, but we'll be happy to help you because we can tell you all are in a lot of anxiety. And I said, yes, it's an understatement. And so we went over there and we visited with them, and they ended up saying, well, we will come and do a bid on it. If you set that up with the city, we'll do a bid, and then maybe you can help get us involved with people locally so we won't have to drive the workers here every day. I said, that'll be easy. I knew
Yeah.
Bobby would-
Yeah.
I got somebody.
Yeah. So, so that's what we did. And Amy and I wrote up all of the history and all that stuff to send to this company and what we think it's going to take to get it restored. And because by then I'd got it put on the 10 in Tennessee Most Endangered Building, and they all came up and did a review of the building.
Yeah.
And they said, this building is built so well, I don't even know a piece of equipment that could knock it down. 5 brick thick, built before the Civil War. On the bricks were solid. And they said, honestly, we don't know how you tear it down without tearing up the equipment. We just don't normally have anything happen like that.
Yeah.
So I had that write-up that I put with it. And they had already done that kind of thing, in the schools that they had taken. So that gave them confidence. So we thought, well, we'll go down and give it to Bobby to read to see if we'd left anything out.
Yeah.
And it was so funny. We were having that conversation, and all of a sudden Bobby stood up and he goes, you mean you're not going to ask me to do this? And I go, what? It was so funny. So I had them all for dinner. The people came, and Bobby and Rachel came, and I had dinner, and they started talking and everything like that. So then Bobby said, well, we're going to also bid on it. So, and they did it very congenially, and they both did bid on it. And then the company, when they heard about the credentials of Bobby and he lives here and that kind of thing, at the last minute, they had bid a higher bid. They had bid, I think, $1 million, and Bobby had bid $500,000. And so they said, we're going to withdraw. He's the right one.
So what a beautiful example that it's not always about the money.
Yes.
Oh,
wow.
I love that.
And we stayed in touch with them. And when we do the open house, they're going to come.
Oh, how fun.
And so I'll get all the people that helped get it put on the 10 in Tennessee Most Endangered Buildings. And I think it's 2008 when I got that done. If you look out there, it's still out there.
Yeah.
And they keep them out there until they're saved. And they've only lost, over the last 20-something years, they've only lost a few buildings.
That's
very
great.
few. So they'll fix up to get the right people. They'll help you any way they can. Just like coming up here, they spent a week.
Yeah.
And they crawled around in the rafters and everything.
Very thorough.
So it was really good. So I want to make sure they get invited to the open house, and the company will come.
So you got to essentially go through the blue building yesterday, you and the ladies at DAR.
I did a presentation for DAR a couple of years ago about it when all this was going on. And so they watched it, and so they kept saying, when are we going to get to hear about what's going on? Because around here, there's not a whole lot of places. Like, I'm 83. And if I'm still in good health, but I don't think I can take care of the yards and the houses and the insurance and all that kind of thing, where can I go in between? And there's really not a lot. And as a matter of fact, Amy and I have visited several people in Murfreesboro and Chattanooga. They've ended up having to leave to find that kind of place. And so we said, we need one here. Well, of course, in my head, what's going on with the blue building is I hope there'll be room for some people like us, because we could walk downtown.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Really, the location's perfect, and so and so everybody's wanted to see it. How are we going to make plans when we don't know what's So they've been honest and honest. So finally, I told Bobby, please do this. They're driving me crazy. So he agreed. It's early. They haven't got their complete, fire, all of that stuff settled out. And so it's a little bit early, but he agreed to do it.
Yeah.
And they can't have furniture in there until they get all that done.
No, of course.
So I said, don't worry about it. We're too old to stand up during all that. But we'll go borrow them from our Presbyterian church. So Mary Mason and I went over and got the chairs. And Blake and Bobby helped. And so it went very well. Every chair was taken. And we met on the very top. I love what they've done with the building.
Wow.
Everybody. I did not hear one single complaint.
Wow, that's
from all
something.
these people.
That's great.
So it was wonderful. And we put the chairs up on that, the wing that the school built that's on this side that faces the mountain.
Yeah.
Well, what they've done, which is brilliant, they've made it's got a full kitchen, bathroom.
Wow.
Part of it's covered and part of it's not, so you can use it in the summer or the winter. A little place to go that you want to work on the computer a while, you want to watch TV, you want to just do something for the people that live there. And so we met there. Every chair was taken.
I love that.
Wonderful. Yeah, and everybody was pleased. I'm just thrilled. And
you can't
I
wait
feel
to
like
see.
finally, for the first time, I'm beginning to relax. This is really going to happen, and I'm not dead yet. Your legacy's going to
You
live
do not, by the
on.
way, look 80.
Oh, bless you. Oh,
You do not look as old as you say. No.
Thank
And
you.
what is it? 80's the new 60 now.
Yes.
Right? I think so.
We're going to say it now.
Yeah,
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
80's the new 60.
I need to write that down because, and it fits so well there that for everybody in our DAR that if we need a place to go before we have to go to a nursing home, it would be perfect. And so Bobby did a talk about it, and then they gave a tour.
Yeah.
We toured the whole building.
Wonderful.
And all the way to the basement. They have a workout room they're working on in the basement.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's 4 floors, so that makes 5, I think. With
The basement, yeah.
So there'll be 5 floors, and they're going to do a few. I hope I'm not telling this too soon, but it's pretty close. They're going to have some that'll be rentals for like Airbnb.
That's been in the talks around town, yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to do the whole building, which I'm glad of, because I can't see 34 people changing every day.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm glad they are going to have some that they rent out, and of course they built the condos in the back.
Right. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think it could really help to give our town that last burst of people for downtown.
I
So
agree.
that we can finally get phase 2 and phase 3 done.
Right.
I've said all along, I'm not dying till all 3 phases are done.
Don't say that, because then when phase 3 happens, they're going to be like, okay, everybody's on the Rachel Kills watch. We're on the Rachel watch.
Well, I asked my niece, little Rachel, I said, I don't want any of this funeral stuff, like everybody does at the funeral home. I want you to have a champagne party.
Same.
Celebrate me being gone. She goes, oh my gosh, everybody in town will come.
Yes,
Yes,
you don't
we
have
would.
to be on Main Street.
Yeah.
I mean, just have to
on
be.
the roof of the new blue building. Why not?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You need to
We
make
can
that.
look at the mountain
Yeah.
and think about
I'll
all
make
that.
sure I'll pop one for you on the mountain.
All right, good.
Well, having said that, Rachel, I even when they were building those, my husband and I had the same conversation because we have talked about if we did downsize, we would probably go somewhere like the coast of Florida or in my head, Hawaii. But
Yes.
anyway, because there was nowhere for us to go here where we could walk to dinner or
Yeah.
walk
I
to
know.
breakfast.
Yeah.
And as I get older, that's becoming very important to me.
Yeah, we start thinking differently as we
Yes.
get older about what we want it to be like and what we'll need it to be like.
Yes.
And I know I'm just so worn out with it. I have an apartment in my house, and it's like people don't take care of things, like they used to. And I'm constantly spending money, taking care of that, taking care of the yard. The taxes have gone up. Everything's gone up. Workmen have gone up.
Yeah.
And I think how long with, at this age, you don't have a job. So you get paid. So how long can people really afford to stay in a house if you're no longer working?
Yeah.
And that's
Makes
changed
complete
a lot.
sense.
Well, and young people today also, they don't want to start out with a home where they have to worry about the upkeep.
Yeah.
So that's a good option also for young families.
Yeah,
And,
that's right.
I love that they're keeping part of it as Airbnb for people. We have a lot of transient nurses.
Yeah.
We have a lot of doctors that come in for, so now they have somewhere. Not that we don't already have a few wonderful VRBOs, but that showcases our town.
Well, I saw yesterday, what's the guy's name after the Park Theater now? I love him to death. That runs the Park.
Joe.
Yes.
Joe Harvey.
This is one of the things when you get old that get hard names. But Joe was there yesterday, and I have a feeling when I saw that, I thought, I'll bet you he's thinking about putting out the people that come here to perform.
Yes, 100%.
And that would be close, and it would make a lot of sense.
Yes.
So I had a feeling, I thought, he's smart. What's he doing here?
Yeah.
And then I thought, aha.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, I don't know that for a fact.
Well, if that's not what you're thinking, Joe,
Think about
it's
it
a
now.
really good idea.
Think about it now. Yes. So go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to ask you, so if anyone that is watching that is interested in becoming a part of the DAR, like when's your meetings? Is it like a monthly thing, weekly thing?
We meet once a month, and we have been meeting. That's one of the discussions we're undergoing now, so I'm glad you brought it up. We've been meeting at 1:00 on the third Thursday of each month. But when I'm talking to them, I'm thinking, that's not going to work for young people. We're going to have to change. Us old ladies are going to have to change and make it fit for them.
Yeah.
Because they've got jobs, they've got families, and
they only have an hour of lunch to eat and do their stuff.
So we probably won't do it. What we're talking about, several of the things that if people would give us a suggestion, I'd really like it. We were thinking about it might be better to have like almost nobody does anything on Monday. And we were thinking, what about 5:00? Because see, the library stays open till 8.
Oh, yeah.
So we could meet there. If 5:00, they could still get home and do dinner and look after the kids, and it wouldn't interfere with the rest of the week. So we're thinking, but we need some young people to help us.
I know most daycares end at 5 or 6 o'clock. So
So we need to start.
If you did,
I
you got to pick your kid up by 5 or 6.
Oh, I see.
At most places.
Yeah. See, we need.
Mine's at 5.
Oh,
like
really?
at Covenant Daycare, you got to pick them up by 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm an empty nester, so I'm like you, Rachel. I like those daytime meetings.
But, with another side note, if you find somebody like a high school student that wants to make a little couple extra bucks, saying I'm in high school, and I just say it's like $10 a kid or $20 a kid.
Or maybe the library
Or
would
the
host
see
a
the
story
library.
hour.
Well, we could definitely work.
That would be a great way.
That's funny. You and I thought of the same thing. I thought we could have the children's day and the children's. They do that all the time.
Why not?
And they could have, and like you said, we could come up with something on it. Just be one day a month. Something special for the kids.
Yes,
at that time. I'm glad you mentioned kids.
Well, and you could start incorporating. I learned to serve and to be involved in government because my parents dragged me to everything.
Same.
Whether it was the HEA, you've been going to their meetings. Whether it was the homemakers.
The FDA. No, oh my gosh, Brian Carr. Where's your mom a part? Is it FDA, FBA, FI?
Midway has one. Lucky has one.
FC.
Yes. So yes,
Sorry,
Granny dragged me, and
one of those alphabeticals.
Daddy dragged me to the Republican meetings, and Mama dragged me to the, you know.
Same.
So,
and maybe saying that it's kid for making it family
and you
friendly.
could have activities that
That would be
promoted
great.
historical preservation or patriotism, and
I agree.
yeah, I love the idea of
And you
getting
think
children
that would
involved.
work for young mothers?
If you tell them that they can bring their kids 100%,
Absolutely.
it's one less thing for them to
yeah.
worry about.
I didn't think about that either.
And, you know, if you're a young mother, sometimes you're looking for outlets to be around adults.
Book club.
And, and you know, if you're historically conscious, I mean, I would certainly have participated.
And our library, when was another of my projects when I came back here, it was at the time that the roof had fallen in on the top floor, and they had moved all of the bookcases down to that room, and you could see the beautiful fireplace. You couldn't see anything. And I was just appalled because I loved our library. And so I went to one of the board meetings, and I just pitched a fit. And so Tim Pirtle was head of it at the time, and he said, "So what do you want me to do now?" And I said, "Go fire that woman up." She wanted a new building at that time. I don't remember who she was now. She was from another country. And she wanted a new building. So I could see what was happening.
Right.
And so he did. And and then I called Mary Robbins. She was head of the Upper Cumberland Tourism.
Yeah.
Because I knew, the library doesn't have money to spend on stuff like that.
She's
So
a
I knew we
marvelous
had
grant writer.
Yeah. So I knew she knew how to raise money. So I called her and I go, "How would you like to come down and do this?" Because I said, "I'm going to need you. We're going to lay out a 20-year plan." I'd just done that for my house when I came back here. It was awful. And I said, it's going to take a long time. So I thought, we need that for the library, 20 years. It'll take. So, and I said, "I'm going to need you to raise money for each year's work. I'll plan the work. You raise the money." And we did. And so at first she said, "Oh, I just can't think about moving." I go, "I've got an apartment in my house. I'll make you a real deal."
Yeah.
So she lived there the whole time.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
And we're still really good friends.
That's great.
And she's actually working on a book about my life.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah,
As you should have one, girl.
She's another hidden gem.
Yeah, she writes for 4 newspapers now up there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
And
great.
so there's certain days that I can call her and talk, and certain days she's, But yeah, she's really a good writer, and she's always said when things would happen, "Gosh, I need to do a book about it." And so just recently I said, "We're too old now. Nobody will care about all that stuff."
No, I think you will. I always say, like, you being on the show, this is going to be saved in the archives.
So I think it'll be fun if we can ever get together. We're both, not good drivers now at this age. And so like tomorrow I'm going to a big fancy Rotary thing because, I'm big in Rotary. And that'll be one of the last things I give up.
Yeah.
And we're going to the big party for the incoming new director of our district.
Okay.
And it's going to be in Cleveland. And I thought, should I be driving? My eyesight's not good. My hearing's not good. So Amy's going to drive.
Oh, good. I was going to say, who's taking you?
Amy.
Oh.
I just got back from Europe recently, and in Poland there was actually a monument outside of one of the museums that was sponsored by the International Rotary and the International Lions Club.
Oh,
it was a joint monument.
Wow.
Yeah, and I actually snapped a picture of it because another individual that's dedicated to the county, Miss Susie Davenport.
Yeah, wanted it.
I knew she was in the Lions Club. I just, it's such a big world, but there's so many little organizations that unite us, and it's just
so true.
One person.
Mm-hmm.
Thank goodness that you recognize that our library should never be torn
Yeah,
down. I
and
mean,
it's
that's one of the
beautiful
most
now.
beautiful buildings
And,
in town.
I'm still on the building committee. So I'll be doing that till I'm out of here. So
There you go. I love
it.
Well, and can you
but
tell
it's-
us a little bit about the statue? Because I think you also helped
Oh,
preserve one of
Hebe.
the.
Have you noticed
Yes.
there's one in my front yard?
No,
No.
I haven't.
You got to drive by and see her. What happened was I worked for I think it was like 8 years. And Frank Farrell his mother's name was one of the people that did that originally.
Okay.
So he helped. And we knew when we got ready to open up in phase 1 of the Main Street project, we knew we had to have the statue. And she was in really bad shape. I was working at Arnold Air Force Base at the time, and I invited the right kind of engineers to come over and help me figure out what are we going to need. Because she was hollow in the middle.
Oh.
And what had happened, it used to be a fountain, and it had gotten wet in there. And, it would not have lasted too much longer.
Yeah.
So that was one of our projects to raise money for. And the most amazing thing happened. You just never know. But so I put it in the paper. I had the collection at the time. And I put it in the paper and I said, we need help. We're going to need help raising the money, but we need the right kind of engineer here that knows exactly what to do, how to do it, and how it's going to survive. We want it to survive a long time. So after the engineers at Arnold Air Force Base told me what we needed, I put that in the article. And this man called, and they had opened up in one of the old buildings over there, opened up, and they'd hired him because he was mechanical engineer in different kinds of these kinds of things. And so he called and he said, I'll come to the meeting. And he said, I'm here by myself. I'm old. I'm about to retire. And I would love to have a project also while I'm doing it.
Wow.
So if you notice that day, I don't know whether you've seen the pictures back a long time ago in the paper, when they had all the equipment, the electric company, everybody came together to move her to his shop. And so they had to do it, piece by piece. And I've got those pictures somewhere. And so he worked on that for 1.5 years while we were doing Main Street to get it ready for the day of the opening. And he did wonderful. And we went out there every month and bragged on him, patted him on the back. I don't know how we would ever have gotten that done. He had to take it apart in pieces, and he ended up filling her because he said she was almost ready to collapse.
Right.
And the base of it is a different kind of metal. So it had to be treated differently.
Yeah.
We, wouldn't have known that either. The engineers had told us, but we wouldn't have known how to get it done.
Right.
And so he spent the 1.5 years, and every night they sit out there after work. He'd go in there, and they had each piece on a table so he could not have to bend over, because he had to work inside of her for like 6 months.
Wow.
And so he'd have to go under the table and get it inside of her to make sure that was firm before they worked on the outside, because it might have collapsed. Yeah. So it was a big thing, and the big day that they moved it there, we all cried and carried on. And if you notice, we have a stone beneath the statue in his memory.
Yeah.
And I think somebody else did one in front of the post office. I think I saw one. And unfortunately, when it became time to do the open house, we had a lot of awards ready to give to him on that day.
Yeah.
We got a call from the guy who owned where he was renting a little place right before you go under the underpass.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't think he's going to make it. He's real sick, and he didn't want anybody to know.
Oh.
And so he said, I've called his family, but I think you all need to go over there right away.
Yeah.
So we took the medals over there and stayed in the medals. And he died before his son even got here.
Wow.
But y'all
So
got
he
to,
didn't.
but he got his.
He got his medals. I hope his son really still has those. So that was really special. He never complained to us. He told us he was sick. He wanted to finish it. But I don't know whether y'all know it or not, or many people. He's also the one that saved the fountain.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, he did that work too.
Wow.
And he said, I'm not going to leave that beautiful thing undone. So, and we found out about that when somebody called us and said, we put an article in the paper. We're looking for who knows where the fountain is. Because we had pictures of how it used to be downtown. And somebody called and they said, we think we had it in our basement.
I remember that.
Well,
Yes, I've heard the
remember
story.
when
I've heard
that
the,
happened?
yes,
Remember that? And so that afternoon late, it was getting dark. We said, we've got to go. We can't wait. So a bunch of us got in the cars and went over there. And it was in pieces. Didn't look like there'd be anybody able to put them back together. But he did. And so his, on their little thing, they got a dedication to him as well.
Yeah.
So everything has stories where the right people seem
the right time
to come at the right time, or a lot of this would never got done.
That's
actually.
amazing.
So that's probably more than y'all want to do.
No,
that's what we wanted.
I just love listening. I'm like, keep talking, Rachel. What's about your book right now?
I think you're also a beautiful example of what the individual can do in the community.
Here.
Yes.
We don't have to be abundantly wealthy.
No.
We don't have to, be part of some big organization.
Correct.
We can just have something dear to our heart.
Yeah,
and
that's
to the public. And like you said, the right people seem to come together and make things happen, and that's the good stuff.
And, piggybacking on what kind of you said, how I feel about stuff that we do on our show and what we do in our personal life. Like, you have to have the heart for this, and every day you wake up, it's never a job because you love it so much.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you can tell it doesn't stress you out. You're smiling about it,
Yeah. No,
and you're
I
still
love
talking about it on those like cool finds and the even smiling about finding the right people, and even after death, it's still like a happy, positive example of what we can all do. I love it.
Yeah. So I'm glad. I hope your younger ones will carry on all these things that need to get done. Because
I think I have one at least.
When we were thinking about doing the Main Street, what we found out, Amy and I toured a lot of places that had successfully implemented their downtown. And they said the main thing that you have to get across, the city and the county cannot do this. They have enough money to do what they have, and they need to keep doing that. But learn that you are going to be helping them, not taking their place.
Yeah.
And that's what happens a lot is they get, like, that's my job.
What are you doing here?
But it's so much better if we could all get everybody to look at is we can't pay our city for doing something we hadn't even planned. You can't, it doesn't work that way. So we need to work together. And I hope, like I said, I have all these things I want done before I go. I want phase 2 and phase 3 to be done.
You hear that, Warren County?
Yeah.
You hear that? Who's over that now?
Yeah. Now they did part of it. They did part
Hear
of
that,
it.
Jennifer?
Morford.
What they didn't know, I think, about phase 2 and have asked is that it started. The other part of phase 2 starts at the fire hall. And it goes down around by the farmer's market because most of the buildings on this side of the street, my building included, we hooked on the back. We didn't hook on the front.
Yeah.
And the bathrooms, if you notice, and the kitchens are in the back.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't get done. And so, the place up there had problems, and I knew exactly what was happening, when they opened up the little place where I was.
The Vanilla Bean.
Vanilla Bean. Mm-hmm. And I knew the minute I heard what was happening, because I had to have hazmat 2 or 3 times in my building because it would break underneath the building.
Yeah.
And it was connected out in the parking lot. I don't know whether that thing's still out there, but it was out there where you connected on. And that was supposed to be the other part of phase 2. It didn't get done. And none of the people that are in our government now were here
That
then.
happened.
So, and people don't listen to old people. So do what you need to do while you're young. I could talk forever to
You're welcome to
somebody,
come
and they
any of
wouldn't.
these subcommittee meetings we go to, and you just talk your ear off.
Well, they just don't listen. You know, they think you're old, and I don't know what they
Crazy and old.
Yeah.
Let's just call it what it is. They think you're crazy and old.
woman.
And they always want to replace. I have a
Yeah.
problem with that. When there's an existing plan in place,
Yeah.
let's stick to it.
Yeah.
Don't
Because
replace
the
it.
people elected those people as well.
Yeah.
So let's not reinvent the wheel every time. So
No,
I-
and this really needs to be done because the plumbing, I was here for every time they dug and everything they saw, and I saw what's under there. And even when I see the people digging up down in front of, Security Federal and stuff like that, I go down there and they know when I look, I go, yep, it hadn't been done. See, it stopped at North Chancery.
Okay.
So all of that PVC and all of that underground that we put, all of the wires are underground
Yeah.
now, which I love.
Oh, yes.
And all of the gas lines, everything is underground. And it connects right there. Well, I was there when they connected it to see what it's connecting to. It's over 100 years old, a lot of
Wow.
it. Some of it's been replaced, and there's some cast iron but there's even clay. And they just,
Yeah.
because the PVC, it flows faster. So when it hits that, you're going to have problems between there. And phase 2 and 2 was going to do this back part, and it would have been in front of the Blue Building.
Yes.
And then phase 3 was going to be all the way through Hardee's. And on Morford Street, on Main Street, and on College Street. And that would keep everything flowing in the busy parts. And then people could add on to build a new building. Security Federal's wanting to build a new building. And the can't,
The infrastructure's got to be able to
you've
support.
got to be able to
And
do it.
That is
I
very
think
big when you
sometimes
build.
That's hard for citizens to understand.
The infrastructure has to be
It
there.
has to
Yeah.
be
It has to
there.
be. And I know on Post Road, when we did the plan, we did it even to go beyond. Because we still have a lot of streets that are more than 100-year-old. And Post Road used to be the national highway.
Yes.
The front of my house was my grandmother's driveway,
Okay.
which is why my house is over 100 years old. And so I know what's back there because I've had tons of problems. And I put all PVC and everything new in my house. And of course,
Onto the old
we're
line.
tying to the old line. And so we
I feel like
did
there's
a
going to be
plan.
great news article in a minute about
We did a plan for the streets that need it real bad. Spring Street is one. And let's see, there are several other streets that we have in the plan. And they're in Post Road definitely in that as well. And the street that goes down by the side of Bobby's building,
South High.
yeah, High Street. High Street needs to be done all the way to the
Well, knowledge.
I live over close to the new condos, and I do a loop every week. And I'm telling you, those sidewalks on High Street, they're in bad shape.
Yeah.
They are. I have noticed though they're doing some work in
Well,
Westwood and adding some new sidewalks.
I really get stressed when I see them replacing the sidewalk because I know if you dig up, you're gonna have to tear it up. I want to see them to do the whole thing.
I
agree.
And see, that's
If you are
what-
going to start there, do all of it.
Yeah, that's what Main Street does. That's why it upsets the city and everything because they don't do just one thing. They tear up and they do everything. They put everything underground and they redo all the sidewalks. And of course, the sidewalks are last, not first. And when I see them doing the sidewalk, I just cringe because I know that's going to have to be torn up if we ever do what we need
Yeah.
to do. Yeah.
Sometimes
Smart
government gets it a
lady.
little reversed, don't they?
I love your thinking.
Yeah. And
I feel like we should have a piece called Rachel Says, and you must do.
No.
Rachel Says, you must do.
no, they run you out of town. Like
No, they
like
won't. Let
to
them
do.
run you out.
We're
Listen,
used to a little conflict.
by the time I turn 80, they're going to call me crazy old Kelly and the crazy old Vanessa because they're like, there they at it again.
Yeah.
They need to shut up. No, you can't shut me up. And definitely not her. So.
Oh, I'm good. Well, I'm glad you all. I hope somebody follows me, although they'll probably try to run you out of town.
Nah, they could try, but I'm not moving. I'm not moving. That's like I say, I have a heart for this community. And you know, when you called me yesterday about so excited about the newspaper, right?
Yeah.
Well, we've been doing a newsletter, guys, for a little over a year.
Oh, you
And
have?
yes, ma'am.
And
Yes,
I
ma'am.
just saw it at my hairdresser.
Yeah, and
We're
so-
glad you did.
Yeah,
I
and-
was too. I go, I gotta call her.
But you know, everybody always asks me in my volunteers, like, what is Warren First? And Warren First literally is in the name. What does Warren need? So I put Warren First in my heart. And when somebody says we really need, at the time when the newsletter came about, Sheila Fan was like, man, we need something that's just a positive
Yeah, we
thing
do.
on the community. And so I was like, fine, let's just do it. So I did that, and then getting into it, you know, and this is not me saying nothing ugly, but the community came up to me, some people, and said, hey, I don't like what the new Southern Standard, the look of it looks like. And so they go, they literally go, can you turn this into this? And I said, well, you know what? I'll try. And that's all. I always can try something, you know? Yeah, this. I had this little newsletter, and they said,
and I
hey,
want a copy to take home. with
you
me
can
today.
take this copy, girl, but take this and turn it into this. And I said, you know what? I'll do my best. And sure enough, that's what we did. And here you go.
Oh, good.
There you
Well,
go.
when
There's
I
your
saw
copy.
this, I told her, I got to call this lady. Because one of the other things that I'm so proud about when I saw this was I travel a lot,
Yeah.
you know, all over the place. And across the United States, newspapers are going out of business every day.
Yeah, they are.
And there are those of us that get in the bed every night and read the newspaper. And it's okay being on the computer because I'm on the computer all day, every day. But I can't take it to bed with me.
I understand.
And, you know, I was so thrilled. I thought, we have 3 now.
Yep.
I hope people realize how wonderful that is. And
Yes.
don't get
Preach,
like,
Rachel.
why do we need more than one? You know, that kind of thinking. I hope we can say good, because across the United States, there are a lot of people that have lost everything in the way of a paper.
Mm-hmm.
And you realize how hard that'd be? I mean, when you get online, you don't know how much to believe and how much not. And it's never consolidated. If you wanted to find out what's going on in that family, you couldn't.
No.
There's no way you could do that. And I like it that we have one that's online now. I like it we have the new one, and I hope they succeed.
Yeah.
And I
Same.
like it you have you. And if we have 3 here, and many towns have lost everything,
Yeah.
that's a plus.
Absolutely.
That's
We're growing.
Yeah.
Growing is a good thing.
I like
Growing is a
hearing.
good thing.
I get my national news from multiple news
Yeah.
sources. There's nothing wrong with getting your local news
No.
from multiple sources.
No. And you know, I liked it when I picked up the new papers. They had a lot of things that were universal in there, not just McMinnville. And I like it that you've got McMinnville. They've got some now that will have to take the Washington Post, which has gotten very expensive.
Yeah.
And there's enough in there that I can place together along with TV what's happening. And so I think it's wonderful we have
Thank you.
3.
I
And
agree.
I hope that everybody will say that's wonderful. And I hope nobody react like they did. I don't know whether you saw the article in the one online about what the people were complaining about. Isha,
Yeah.
that broke my heart. They are the most wonderful people, mind, body, and everything.
Yeah, like we say here on the show, when it comes to the Isha Foundation, there's good people and then there's bad people. And we didn't say anything bad. It's just me and Vanessa have been following the story about their taxes because they weren't paying all their taxes. That's it.
Yeah.
So just pay your taxes and we'll be happy.
Yes.
That's it. I feel like we should make a shirt about it because that's the kind of articles we've been doing because people are asking questions about their taxes. With the other stuff going on, that
But there are a lot of reasons behind that why that happened because they're in the middle of different communities.
They're in 4 counties.
Yeah, and that's been hard for them as well to get all the services they need and to also accommodate all the people that come. But they are wonderful. I go up there all the time. If I need a mind, body, and spirit redo and unload, it's a great place to go. And I love to go there on New Year's Eve. And I had a funny thing happen. A bunch of us went, and they realized there was local people there and everything. So, and the guru, they prepare their body, mind, and spirit for the new year. To go into it knowing what you need to do and be quiet about it and calm and everything. And it was so funny that guru that was there at the time, he goes, I know I had some people from around here. I have a question for you. Why does America like to get drunk when the new year comes? How does that help them face the new year? And I said, that's a very good question, and that is why I'm here. I don't want to be on the road. I don't want to be at a drunk party. I don't like drinking.
Yeah.
And I said, that's why I'm here, and that's why I'll be here every New Year's.
That's great.
But I like the way they think. They eat healthy because this place serves their food for that. And I love the people. We have some in Rotary with that.
Yeah.
And they help it. And they do that wonderful fair where they give out
the Peace Day
medicines and all that.
The Harrison Ferry free health clinic.
Yeah, I don't think they do that now.
I don't. They haven't done that in
that now.
Yeah.
Well, don't they do something at the mall now, though? I went to something.
Now, the mall itself, I don't know if they did it. I thought it was.
No, it wasn't the mall. It was them coming in there and doing it at the mall. But
I'm not sure. I can't speak to that. Most of my research has been their 990s and their tax filing and things like that.
Yeah.
Their property
I know they did like the tour with the kids for that Earth Day and talking about saving the soil and stuff with the kids. Did that nature hike. I've only known of the 2 events like the Harrison Ferry and that one.
I've been to tons. I went to the ones in Nashville with Chitra and went to Atlanta to things they were doing, and they were all wonderful, very inspirational.
Well, we've asked them to come on several times to talk about, what we've been researching, as well as to come on and talk about all the good stuff that they're doing.
Yeah.
And the invitation, since you brought it up, is they are welcome to come on the show anytime. They're welcome to call me. I've told them several times now, on air and on their face and on phone. So
I think part of that is that they try to stay quiet, like they're not taking over the community, and so I don't think they get out there and talk about themselves. They just quietly do this.
Right. And it's like you said, it's amazing how we have 3 different outlets now.
Yeah.
We have 4 media companies in here that you can reach out to. And I always encourage to reach out to all of them.
Yeah.
So you can get your information out to all of them instead of just one,
What's the fourth one?
So we have I call it Main Street Media, which is tied with the Main Street Journal.
Okay. Yeah.
Then you got the Southern Standard. You got Community TV 10. Well, actually 5 now that I'm thinking about. You have Ben Lomond, and then you got us.
Yeah, well, that's true.
I keep every time I forget.
Community TV 10 covers a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. And Jonathan Womack has done a phenomenal job with that. Then you got to think about you got the newspapers, you got the Tennessee Magazine, the Town Talk.
With Karen Wilson over at BMTV.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like all those.
Yeah, there's just so many outlets.
And I'm so glad that we can still do all that.
Yep.
At a time when, a lot of places are just not.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they're afraid of the financial crisis, that goes along with it. I understand that.
Yes.
So, well, I just
I think
proud
you
of
have been
all.
such a great little joy today.
Well, thank you,
and
thank
I'm so
you for
glad
having me.
Thank you for talking our ear off today. I love it. That's how I always say it when it's a good interview, when I don't have to ask much, and you just carry. I mean, you're just.
Well,
Good Lord.
I feel bad when I do that because normally I live alone with 5 cats. And they don't listen to me.
We'll listen to you anytime.
And if you will please let us know when your next DRA meeting is, we'll be happy to get
We
that
don't
out.
probably won't meet again this summer. We go to classes.
Okay.
And they're usually held in Nashville. I'll be going to Amy Jo will be coming. She's going to be the vice regent coming up.
Yeah.
And they're wonderful. They usually hold them either in Murfreesboro or somewhere in that area. And so we start again in September.
Okay.
And we meet once a month from then till, actually, we don't even usually go this late, but Bobby wasn't ready for us, so.
Well, that was like a bonus.
I love that. Well, before you go, I got some questions to ask you, but we got to take a break. But everybody, I had such a blast talking with you today. And remember, Warren County, keep it first.
Drive-through located at 601 Beersheba Highway, McMinnville, or give them a call at 474-1776. At Our Coffee, we pour love into every cup of coffee we serve. Welcome to Our Coffee Drive-through located at 601 Beersheba Highway, McMinnville.
Don't know what to eat? Have you tried Cumberland Biscuit Company or Tops Frozen Yogurt and Metro Deli? Down on Main, you can enjoy pizzas and sandwiches, weekly combo specials, soups, salads, and finish it up with Tops Frozen Treats. On the weekends, check out Cumberland Biscuit Company's unique dishes like the Twisted Goat Burger or the Bambushka Burger. For lunch or dinner, get the experience of going out of town right here in McMinnville, down on Main. Follow Tops and Cumberland Biscuit Company on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
When you need help with your medical needs, who are you going to call? At Stacy's Wellness Pharmacy, you're not just a number, you're a part of our community. When you call Stacy's Wellness Pharmacy, you'll get a live person to help answer your medical questions. In a hurry? Try our convenient drive-thru. Not able to get out? We offer free delivery within the city limits. Stacy specializes in Mr. Stewart's over-the-counter and prescription cough syrups. Need to transfer your prescriptions? It's no trouble to transfer to Stacy's, where people care and wellness matters. Stacy's Wellness Pharmacy is located at 485 North Chancery Street, or give them a call at 474-0600.
It's the perfect time for planting. Visit Randall Walker Farms at 8240 Manchester Highway in Morrison, Tennessee. From fresh plants to seasonal favorites, we have everything you need to beautify your home or project this fall. Available for both retail and wholesale. Looking for something sweet? Don't miss out on our delicious frozen blueberries. Stop by and see us 6 days a week, Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. For more information, call 931-635-9535 or email rwalkerfarms@benlomond.net.
Craving the best barbecue in the South? Look no further than Prater's Barbecue in Morrison. Whether you're dining in or taking out, we've got something for everyone.
From our mouth-watering brisket, baby back ribs, juicy ribeye steaks, specialty sandwiches, and fried chicken tenders, your taste buds are in for a treat.
Don't forget our weekly specials. Monday, spaghetti or hamburger steak. Tuesday, meatloaf or barbecue chicken court. Wednesday, pork loin or Salisbury steak. Thursday, smoked chicken halves or country fried steak. Friday, fried catfish or Cajun catfish on rice.
Whether you're feeding hundreds at a company picnic or meeting a friend for lunch, you can count on Prater's to satisfy your taste buds.
Call us at 635-2259 and taste the tradition at Prater's Barbecue. 30 years of excellence.
Hey, this is Kevel at the Cafe at Tree City, and I'm happy to say that you can now order all of your favorite espresso drinks online for pickup or curbside delivery. And you can do that by getting on Google, searching the Cafe at Tree City and just clicking online order, or follow our social channels and click on the link in our profile. Come enjoy a drink with us inside for pickup or to go. Hope to see you all soon. Thanks.
Company. The Donald Hillis Realty and Auction Company. In business since 1991, they specialize in residential and commercial real estate with emphasis on farms and land. They can help you with estate settlements, business liquidations, and farm dispersals, including land, livestock, and equipment. Donald Hillis Realty and Auction Company, representing more and more families in estate auctions each and every day. Call 473-7774 or visit DonaldHillisRealty.com. Firm 2273.
My dad had a vision in 1964 to start Ganton Bolden. Now it's Gateway Tire and Service Center. He wanted our customers to have the best products and service at a fair price. That was his motto then, and that still stands today. We promise to be upfront and honest with each and every customer. We'll never try to sell something that our customers doesn't need just to make a buck. If that's what makes us different from our competitors, well, we're just fine with that. Come see us today or give us a call at 931-815-9000.
Come join us at 110 East Main Street for a farm-to-table experience all year long. We offer gluten-free, dairy-free, guilt-free goodness that will leave you feeling energized and satisfied with every bite. Our small batch from-scratch menu bursts with juice, shots, smoothies, soups, wraps, and sandwiches, and more prepared daily to give you all the nutrients your body craves. We never add powdered sugars or anything you can't pronounce, so don't miss out on this delicious, healthy opportunity. Swing by and indulge in some wholesome goodness today at 110 East Main Street, McMinnville, Tennessee.
Community Network Productions takes you inside each community with local interest stories, local music artists, and information.
With each show, the focus is the people and our beautiful community. With our creative team, we customize unique show ideas with our friends in the community. Our focus is you.
See each of our shows on all social media, including Facebook, Instagram, and at our website at www.communitytvtn.com.
Hey, this is Kevel at the Cafe at Tree City, and I'm happy to say that you can now order all of your favorite espresso drinks online for pickup or curbside delivery. And you can do that by getting on Google, searching the Cafe at Tree City and just clicking online order, or follow our social channels and click on the link in our profile. Come enjoy a drink with us inside for pickup or to go. Hope to see you all soon. Thanks.
Warren First 931 is your one stop for all things local and all the time. Daily podcast you can listen, watch, comment, and help share through Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Audible, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Make sure you join our text club at 81010 at Warren First 931. You will receive upcoming events, weather alerts, school closures, county and city updates. Make sure to subscribe to our weekly newsletter, The Local Voice. It has everything that I talk about on the show, as well as the events we attend throughout the week. Your stories, your opinions, and your events. This is Warren First 931.
Are you ready for your new Ford? Hi, this is Chris at Reddick Brown Ford in Morrison, inviting you to come and visit our dealership with special finance rates on that special Ford truck, Bronco, or SUV that you have been looking for. Plus a great assortment of pre-owned inventory. We are proud to be part of the local community here in Warren County and now offer complimentary pickup and delivery for service. Your Pioneer Sports Ford headquarters, Reddick Brown Ford, Manchester Highway, Morrison. Have you driven a Ford lately?
car. Hey guys, welcome back to Warren First 931. Okay, so Vanessa's going to explain what's in front of us right now.
Well, now look at me with this lost look on my face, looking over at Mary Beth. This is today's special at Juicy's, and it's a spin on the spring roll from last week.
Oh!
So it's
Yours doesn't have
basically
any-
the insides of the spring roll
Thank you.
mixed in with noodles. And
Okay.
so that's today's special, and we're going to try it and give you a review.
This tofu is delicious.
So, you know, I have tried tofu several times and was not a big fan. But
Yeah.
Juicy's tofu takes it to a whole different level.
Oh, yeah. Back to I love it. Is that almond stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Delicious. If you don't know where you're having lunch today, I highly recommend Juicy's.
Yes.
This is delicious.
Yes, my children wanted to come back over here. That's where I jumped off to.
Yeah.
They're having lunch in the park over here.
Aw.
They're under the shade trees. And they were like, Dad, can we go over to Juicy's? You're in the middle of something. It's like, thank you. And yeah, when they see this, they're going to be jealous. But sorry, girls.
You know, we really do have a cute downtown area. And not just downtown, but, you know, you can go to Riverfront Park and have lunch. You can go to Pepper Branch lunch and have Pepper Branch Park and have lunch.
Delicious.
It's good. You want to tell everybody about it?
Go ahead.
Hop in here. Here's the expert. She can tell you. Look right up here. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
So today we have a Asian pasta salad. It's kind of a play on the same as last week. And so it's going to have peppers, carrots, cabbage, a peanut salad that is delicious, and a tofu, and what do I have? Oh, and then it's just topped with some like cilantro, lime, peanuts. So yeah, y'all come on down. So good. It is not gluten free though.
No.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Maybe next time, but it's tasty if you can eat it.
Sorry, not sorry.
Thank you, people.
Thank you. And you know, piggybacking on like what Vanessa was saying about our downtown, we're starting to get, you know, we're in our, I feel like we've covered a lot of ground in our local government with county. Starting next week, we're going to start trying to write more stuff going on with our city. And I want to thank Nolan Ming and all them that do that weekly wrap up, which we did put in this week's newspaper. Oh,
and something, while she's got a mouthful, I'm sure most of you know, but the city does post all of their meetings. They post their agendas before the meeting. So if there's something, an issue that's dear to your heart, you can go to the city webpage and look at the calendar and see when it's going to be talked about. Our mayor and board of aldermen meet twice a month. Those meetings are open. I would encourage the public to go to the meetings, even if there's not an issue on your heart.
Just
at
to
least
go.
pop in every once in a while. Make sure those people that you voted for know that they're working for you, not their agendas.
Remind them,
Yeah. And actually, I think most of the elected officials want to hear from their constituents. They want to know what's important from us.
Yes, I agree.
So have a presence in your government. I mean, after all, it's yours.
It is. I mean, these are you. You're their bosses. You voted them in.
Absolutely.
So we always have to remember that, especially with, you know, I always say when it's the local government, it always starts at the bottom and it only can grow from there. I was trying to think of some other stuff, but I wanted to real quickly go through this. And then I know I wanted to ask Vanessa a couple more questions about something that is coming up with us. But I wanted to say a shout out to some of our sponsors, like Walker's Minor Roadside. Always give them a call at 423-615-1937. You can't forget that number. Tim and them help you out with quick, fast, reliable roadside assistance because they try to get you back on the road as quickly as possible. If you use code Kelly, K-E-L-L-Y, it's $5 off. So don't forget that. Also, I would love to do a shout out to our other boys. Now it won't let me go. There you go. I left my mouse at home today. T&Z Rental and Removal. Tyler and Zach do a phenomenal job on picking up people's junk and making it look, taking it and hauling it off. They cover all of Middle Tennessee. Currently, right now, they are doing celebrating their 3 years in business, and they are giving away it's valued over $599 value toolkit. And I want to say it's called Milwaukee. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Milwaukee. It's a Milwaukee toolkit. I can't even say it. Milwaukee toolkit. And so you can go on their Facebook page and register for a chance to win that, as their 3-year anniversary is here. And you can always get all their amazing information. And lastly, another one of our sponsors, because I love talking with people, and the interview went great, and that is absolutely okay. Napa of McMinnville. With storms coming around, this is always one image I like to show when we do this. Make sure you got your Rain-X windshield wiper blades. Those are the best, top-notch ones you will ever need. And just check them out at Napa of McMinnville. Did you have something, Brian, you wanted to do a little shout-out on?
I've been kicked out, but, hey, today is National Peanut Butter Cookie Day.
Yeah.
National Jerky Day. National Loving Day. So love someone. National Red Rose Day. I guess that goes along with National Love Day. And National Career Nursing Assistance Day.
Love it.
As a nurse, I wouldn't be able to get through without the nursing assistants and all the fine people that help do so much. And really, they're the backbone. They do the heavy lifting. So literally and figuratively. So thank you to our nursing assistants across the United States and around the world. You make healthcare better.
And I was going to try to pop this up because since the Strawberry Moon was here, if you're not following us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter and TikTok, I'm trying to remember all of them because it's still loading. It's just taking forever to Blue Moon, which is absolutely fine. We may have to just go to Dataland. But there's a days on this about the moon where there's going to be something different with the moon phases between now and the end of this month. So if you're like a space nerd, I should have said that while I was very make sure you check out all the times that you can see. And as I'm going to try this again, fingers crossed. There it goes. Okay. So mark your calendars. This is really neat for amazing space events. So, of course, June 11th with the Strawberry Moon. On June 17th is the double star. It's a beautiful pairing of double stars becomes visible, offering a great telescopic view. Check out the system link below. You can see that. On June the 19th is the triple conjunction. It's a rare celestial event. Did I say that right? Where the moon, Jupiter, and Mars form a tight triangle just before the sunrise. Yep. So look towards the eastern horizon for this stunning conjunction. On June 21st is, of course, the summer solstice. Everybody knows that. It's the longest day of the year in the northern hemisphere, so the sun reaches its highest point in the sky, making it the official start of summer. So if you think summer started yet, no, it has not.
Still spring.
It's still spring. Yeah. June 22nd, the moon meets the Seven Sisters. That's where the moon comes close to the, and I'm not going to be able to say that one, star cluster. Also called the Seven Sisters.
Oh, the Pleiades.
Pleiades. Okay. There you go. Creating this beautiful scene in the early morning sky. And lastly, on June 27th, a bootide, I'm going to say it, bootide. Meteor shower peak. And that's going to where the shower reaches its peak and expect slow-moving meteors with unpredictable rates. So best viewed under dark skies after midnight. And we have all that on there. So I saw that on social media and I was like, I'm sharing that.
Look, I love it. We live out in Dibble and it's pretty dark out there. We've got great skies for watching. And there's times that we've been, and for some reason during the wintertime, it seems like it's clear. And I don't know what that it has to do, but we saw the Starlink. We've seen the International Space Station several times.
We watch that regularly. We get an email telling us when it's coming
I
across.
love that.
Really neat.
Yeah, I have a Starwalk 2 app that I use, but there are a ton of apps out there where you can look to see what the stars are. But hey, these meteor showers, they're so cool. I mean, you can sit down and start counting when you're in the midst of a good one. And so, look, here comes two of our favorites right here. It is the best flautist in all of Warren County in all the world. Miss Robin, Evan Kirby here coming in, getting their juicies on.
Because it's at lunchtime.
I got to talk with her about getting some lessons.
There you go.
For one of mine.
Before I forget to mention, one of the yard sales that we advertised for this weekend, unfortunately, has gotten canceled. I don't know if y'all can see that. It was the one located on 255 Oakbrook Drive in McMinnville. Sickness. So
Well,
they had to
just
cancel.
if you were planning on going to that one, just come on down that 88 McGee Road and come to that
I just
one.
want to make sure everybody. Just want to make sure
There's just people everywhere.
There is.
Have you noticed how many Indian-esque shirts and things like that?
Bonnaroo, not Indian. I always thought Rue looking like a cow.
Kind of like a hippie type.
Rue
Yeah,
wear.
Rue
Bonnaroo
wear,
wear.
I
That's what they do.
Most of the Bonnaroo people I see are naked, but that's generally in the midst of Bonnaroo.
Naked or painted.
There you go. But no, this is a happening place.
Yeah, it is. So, two more things, and then we're going to call it a day because it's been so crazy. First and foremost, which I cannot remember the time, but sometime today, I want to say 11:30 or 1 o'clock. I'll post this in a minute. But across from the airport, that they are doing a open house building thing for it's going to be part of the Young Eagles. And today is going to be their open house on that. Somebody's donated that building so they can use that facility to facilitate this new organization that is a part of the our Warren County Airport here in McMinnville. And I know Vanessa knows a lot about the Young Eagles. They've asked my son to be a part of it. He wants to do it and thought how fun it would be. Talk about the Young Eagles.
Well, the Young Eagles is part of the EAA, which is the Experimental Aircraft Association. And a lot of private pilots are a member of that organization. And they formed the Young Eagles to get kids interested in flying.
Yeah.
There are a lot of careers in flying, whether it's working on the landing strips, guiding people in, or flying the plane, or being an aircraft mechanic. So what they do with the Young Eagles program is they sponsor a day at local airports, and they get private pilots to give rides to children.
Yeah.
So these kids get to fly up over their local county and see it from the air. And hopefully it inspires a spark in them to love aviation. And then from there, they can be mentored through private pilots in the EAA.
I love that.
And they can continue to get, there's just different ways that they can continue on their journey in aviation if they like it.
Yeah.
It's a really great program, and I will say hats off to the current airport administration.
And Jim Dyer and them, yes.
Our airport has had lots of ups and downs over the years.
Yeah.
Even so much so that a lot of private pilots from here have chosen to be at other airports.
Yeah.
But I'm really glad to see that the EAA is getting active here again, and that we're offering something to our kids.
Yeah.
And I would encourage everybody who has a child that wants to fly, that has maybe never flown, or that as a parent you would just like to get them interested, bring them out. You sign up for the Young Eagles ride, and they take them up in the sky, and it's just a really great experience.
Oh, yeah. So fingers crossed that my son enjoys this Saturday if we get to do it. So, but is there anything else that anybody wants to mention? I know that I got to mention, I forgot to post it up on here, but this weekend, Warren First will be at Phyllis Prater's Memorial Steak Cook-Off, and it's going to start at 10 a.m. and go on to 6 p.m. that day. Now, we will be there live for most of it. We have to leave for a quick bit for a barbecue I do, I think is what it was called, in Rock Island. Oh, yeah. But we'll be right back. But I want everybody to come out, support them, and, enjoy some steak, wings, and ribs, and
celebrate another individual that has done so much for our county.
Yes.
Phyllis Prater was an advocate for Warren County,
Yes.
and she just done a lot of great things because
did.
she wanted to.
She wanted to. That's 100% right. And there's a lot of other things going on this 14th.
Oh, we got Mamma Mia going on
Mamma
at the park
Mia.
here. We got a show at
Going
2
on.
o'clock. We got a show at 7 o'clock. And then Sunday, they got another show at 2 o'clock as well.
Oh, wow.
So 3 shows. You got 3 chances to see one of the young people down with this
Yeah.
group. Mr. Hunter, he was who was on with us a few weeks
Yes,
ago
he was.
when talking about the Wizard of Oz show over at the Boyd School.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He is in it, and I said, Hunter, how's it going?
His mom's the director of
Yeah,
Mamma
Miss
Mia.
Dara, yeah.
Yeah.
And Dara.
She goes by both. I don't know which one it ever
But
is.
yeah, Hunter
After
Johnson.
just being at the ABBA Museum, I'm really excited.
Oh.
So that's going to be fun. Again, Vanessa's got stuff going on in her church at
Yeah.
the World Outreach
Come
Church.
on down to
in
World
Barton.
Outreach.
That's a really big name that you're not going to. It's close enough to McMinnville,
Yeah.
and we want to let you know. And I know Josh Wanamaker's got something going on.
He does as
with
well.
his band. Actually,
And then while you're
it's a
looking
CD
that
release
up,
party.
From Sue Anderson, the mayor of Morrison, that don't forget there is a benefit for Jane Underwood funeral expenses also this weekend on June the 14th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Morrison Ruatan. In our sisters out there, I always say sisters from another mister. Newsies, the Broadway musical, is opening up tomorrow, and that is all at the Canning County Arts Center. And I want to give them some shout out love, Beth and the gang. And then 2, the First Baptist Church McMinnville here, they're doing the Tennessee True North VBS is coming up in July 20th through the 24th. She wanted me to make a mention on today's show. So there's so many things going on. You can't say there's not.
Yeah, and over at Freedom Life Church,
Yeah.
Anthony Campbell and them are hosting an outdoor tent revival.
Yeah.
And I think maybe in conjunction with their VBS, I don't know for sure, but you got Vacation Bible Schools coming up. I think actually currently, I think there's one going on right now.
I think Central has one going on.
Central's been doing that Joy thing.
And Madison Street Baptist Church, I think, has had one going on this week.
I think that's right. Yeah.
And there's going to be some type of music at Mudbums this weekend. They just had and Tuesday nights, guys. Remember, Tuesday nights, if you're a singer-songwriter, you need to go to Mudbums. You need to go play your stuff. But yes, and I guess they're doing their bike night at the same time, bike night and songwriters night. So if you got a bike and with this weather, all my bike friends. It's funny, at my church, there's a ton of bikers.
Oh, yeah. At Pearls of Christ, there was a China and Harley Davidson. I was like, okay.
I love it. I love it. The Christian Bikers, or Christian Bikers Association,
I think
CBA,
so.
is what they go, or CMA?
CMA. Motorcycle Association.
Yeah, Christian Motorcycle Association. They have a chapter here, and they do a lot of runs and stuff.
I love that.
It's a busy time for the bikers.
Yes, it is.
With the weather being nice.
And having said that, to all you automobile drivers, please keep an eye out for our bikers.
Yes.
Anything else before I let anybody go? Because I'm done.
Speakers. No, we've got so much going on, and the next weekend's even bigger with the airport, with Paddle Fest, with so many things. But I do want to say something, and I'd be remiss if I didn't. Barry Dishman. Barry Dishman. I was going to call him Barry Brother Barry.
Brother Barry.
Brother Barry. Hey guys, if you haven't heard of our brother Barry Dishman, the founder of Kids of Community, long-running servant here of Warren County, especially with youth programs. Just retired here in the last year, but he's in the hospital. He's going through some chemo, and we want to send out big shouts and prayers for him. Barry, there's so many people in this community who are praying for you and love you and love reaping the benefit of what he started with, how kids has affected so many folks. So he's definitely not going to be able to make it for Paddle Fest, but he's going to be with us in heart and spirit. So if you haven't signed up for Paddle Fest, make sure that you do. It's not this Saturday, but next Saturday.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure that everybody knows about it, and everybody's continuing to keep Barry and his family and the kids of the community in their prayers.
All right. I love it. Make sure you tune in to us once again tomorrow. On the show, we'll be live at Supreme Building Products, and we'll be talking with FYI with Reese. and seeing all his special deals and all that going on. And hopefully this time we can get his daughter on that is a equestrian.
Yeah.
I was always
Very
glad that he got
talented
That
young
sounds so
lady.
fancy. Equestrian.
it is fancy
I gotta
because
sit up a little straighter.
I know that's saying, right? But if all her competing work, she's going to be able to go to nationals in July.
Oh, wow.
And I think it's just another amazing opportunity for our young youth here in America, in Warren County, to be a part of it. But with that, take care. God bless. Enjoy the rest of your day, because I know there's more things we probably forgot to tell you, but just follow us on our socials. And remember, Warren County, keep it first.